Hello, everybody, and welcome back. And have a seat beside the bonfire. I'm your host, Dan Emmons, and I'm joined, as always, by my co host, Alex Hurley. How are you doing, sir?
I'm living well, and I want to be the first to say I apologize for the slight delay on this episode. I had gotten sick the past couple of days, and that is the reason for it, and I sincerely apologize.
It's all good. It's all good. Episode's still coming out, just a little late. And either way, we kind of decided, we would rather him be closer to 100% than not.
I'm a big baby when I'm sick. You would have noticed 100%. I would have been like, I'm just a big baby when I'm sick. I apologize. I don't get through anything else, but being sick, I'm a big baby.
Topics of discussion. First episode of Beyond the Bonfire is out now on School Quest. Please go check it out if you haven't already.
Highly recommended.
Yes, it was. It's a good game. I liked it a lot.
And it showed a lot of our own gameplay while we played it as well. It's not just a podcast episode, actual.
Yeah, we're going to try and reserve Beyond the Bonfire for just like general discussions on things or just like game reviews. Just things that don't fit into a podcast format. Maybe just short form or maybe even longer than what we're having now. Maybe it's just, us bullshitting.
Exactly. You never know how long bullshit can go for. It could be like 25 minutes. We could bullshit for 2 hours.
We've done it for 5 episodes now, so.
Well, that's not even getting to our D&D sessions then.
This is true.
Got like 10-hour long sessions of just straight random horse.
We're still kind of working out how we want to do streaming. We will let you guys know when, probably a week before, but we're going to try and have a schedule at some point, just a dedicated day to just playing games.
And I will also let you know, at least the streaming aspects, you can expect plenty of guest stars. You will hear a lot of voices you don't normally recognize aside from me and our host here.
Yeah, it's going to be fun once we figure out what we want to do. There's like a wealth of freaking ideas that we want to do. Like maybe even just kind of a let's play format, but more of like, hey, I know you've never played this series. I think you'd like it. Let's have one of us play it and, the other just commentate, bullshit over it, help them out.
Or that, hey, you happen to be following us and you have no reason to be interested in something like this, but you happen to see it and it catches your eye.
All right. Let's get to the topics for today.
Indeed.
Bad news, guys. PlayStation isn't the only one ending physical media. Xbox is reporting to soon roll out their disc-to-digital service for Xbox Series consoles. It is reported the way it works is you put your disc in, it then gives you a digital license to that game, which is tied to that disc. If it is given to someone else and they do the same thing, you will lose the license to that game. No duplicates, no abuse. I don't love it, but at the same time, at least you're not able to abuse it and just be like, hey, Alex, I already got this on there. You take Gears of War 2.
At least for me, in my opinion, it kind of like takes like the biggest complaint that people who own physical copies have about it. Like, you still own the physical copy. You can still put it into any Xbox you own, regardless of that. It will take your license away to give it away digitally, from what I've gathered. Is that correct?
Right.
So you would still own the physical copy, so you wouldn't lose that.
No.
So theoretically, like, in a way, it's like kind of like the best of both worlds. You can still let your buddy play it while you still own the same copy. It keeps the same mentality. So I kind of actually appreciate that mentality. I mean, yes, it's kind of dumb. You can't give it out to all your friends, but to be fair, you couldn't really do that with a physical copy anyways. There was always only one at a time, unless you own multiple of the same game.
Yeah, I mean, as long as you trust the person you're giving it to borrow, that's fine.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, yeah, I guess you do bring up a good point. I didn't think about that. I don't know how that works, actually.
Exactly.
Now that
on my
you
end
say
either,
that,
like, I'm kind of thinking it's like, well, it says it takes your license away if someone else's uses it, but what if you get the copy back and put it back in?
Well,
Wouldn't it give you the license back?
It does do that, but I mean more in the fact of, so say I take my copy and I disc to digital it. Yeah. Does it automatically do it if I let a friend borrow my physical copy, or can they play off of the disc?
Well, I mean, another thought too is like, if you do disc to digital, does it delete everything on the original disc?
No,
I imagine not, but like, I don't think it would. But like, that's a thought to have. Like,
from what I understand, in the inner,
at least nowadays,
the like inner silvery, like super shiny part on discs.
Yeah,
I wish I had one here, but
I know exactly what you're talking about, dude.
From what I understand, there's like a tiny barcode
show you too. I must have
is embedded in there, and that's what it scans to register the disc.
Oh,
yeah. So it's not, I don't think
on an independent console that they haven't like actively updated or anything, which most old like retro games, they're not actively updating anymore. I don't see how they could like.
Well, I think that's just going forward.
I meant like, I don't see how they could render your coupon on the disc that you're saying invalid through your own console.
No.
Or your PC. I could see like something with that power doing that, but my PC isn't equipped with anything to like de-render discs, at least to my knowledge.
No, the only way you can do that. Drive. Fuck, I don't even know if you could do it. I'm not the guy.
Yeah.
I am not
Honestly,
the guy.
I mean, you could, but you would need like an older PC or at least one with a disk drive that could actually affect it.
Yeah,
it's possible, but it would have to be designed to be able to just destroy discs instead of reading them.
It would need to be like,
you know what I mean?
A CD, like rewritable. But I don't know if once written, a disc can be rewritten,
Oh no, it definitely can. That's where
burning
CDs came from. That's where the whole idea of burning CDs came from. I wrote over them on numerous occasions. I've emptied them and rewrote them.
That's what I thought too. Like I know after a certain point it gets kind of shitty, But
yeah, CDs at the end of the day, they're just kind of like memory cards. What's written in them can be erased, but like when you describe like discs. A hard-on, when you talk about like a hard-on barcode like that I don't feel like it can be erased fully, at least.
Right.
Like if you don't have like the initial data to give the PC the reason to look for the barcode. Yeah.
Yeah. But we will see.
Exactly.
It's at least something. Like I appreciate it. At least they're trying to.
But I mean, it's like
make it a little better.
As long as it doesn't like.
Go ahead.
As long as it doesn't render like the original like hard copy unusable,
which I don't think it does. So.
Okay.
And I imagine it's just Series X forward, so it's not like you can't take that disc and go pop it into an Xbox original or 360 that and still play it. But yeah, we'll see how it all shakes out is all I'm gonna say.
Indeed.
Now the only thing is, does that mean every Xbox 360 game and shit like that? Because there are some things that are not on the store anymore. There's a lot of stuff actually that's not in the store.
If it operates on gathering them data from the disc, I don't see that being a problem. I mean, at the worst case scenario, you would get like an untitled game file that you could just rename yourself.
Yeah, that's true. Because you can do that with Steam in
Yeah.
the sense of like, if let's say I got something from GOG, but I want to run it through Steam for whatever fucking reason, you can just like add game and then not, non-Steam product or whatever.
Yeah. Which, I mean, it just depends on if it's disk reliant or if it's the game library reliant when it comes to like memory.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering is like if there's not already a digital copy that they said like, yep, runs great. Can they do it still? Because like I still have Silent Hill 4, The Room, on the Xbox original, but it's not backwards compat, so I can't do anything with it because I don't have an original Xbox anymore.
That's fair.
Yeah. So I don't know. We'll see. I mean, it's on Steam or it's on GOG now, so like I can play it, but
it's definitely possible. Like I said, it's like if it's disk reliant, then 100%. Like I don't see how a PC couldn't gather the information on a disk and at the very least emulate it. And if it's it's through like a multi-million-dollar gaming company, I'm sure they could be fine. But like I said, it depends on how they're approaching it. Like, if they're making it reliant on their game library, or if they're making it reliant on the discs that you're choosing to convert.
Yeah, because I mean, they could just pull some like, okay, yep, it's an Xbox disc, but this isn't like we have not backwards compatible it. It's not going to run in 4K. It's not going to have improved frame rate and all that fancy stuff.
Yeah.
And like it might not run great, but you can play it. And maybe one day we'll, screw with it.
I mean, to be honest, with my old games that are that old, I'm not actually looking for them to be upgraded. I'm looking to play them to remember what they were like when I was a kid. At least that's my personal opinion. So I really wouldn't want them to have an upgraded frame rate or anything special. I would want it to be exactly how it was when I was a kid.
Sometimes there's certain games where I'm like, oh yeah, this ran like shit before.
Oh, trust me, I played every version of Ocarina of Time, and that's like, I always say it's my favorite Zelda game. My favorite's actually Twilight Princess, but Ocarina of Time's what got me into Zelda. Well, then the like old NES versions of Zelda that my dad used to have, which were like, 8-bit, like old like pixelized old Pokemon games, kind of like play style. Still fun, but like once you play Twilight Princess after playing that, there's no going back.
Really the only couple of 2D Zeldas I can really go back to is like Link to the Past.
Oh yeah, Link to the Past is special.
And then the Oracle games. Those ones are really good
really?
too. Yeah.
Really? It's not often I hear people actually praise them.
Oh yeah, I love them. They're very unique, and it's crazy that Capcom made them.
Exactly.
Like,
but also at the same time, I'm not surprised either. Like, Capcom's pulled some good shit, especially in these past coming years. Like,
dude, not even that. Like, for a while, they were like the go-to, like Disney games because like they did Aladdin, Lion King.
Didn't they have some hand in Kingdom Hearts too?
Oh, Capcom?
Yeah, I thought. I might be wrong, but like the animation kind of like would make me think.
Nah, I don't think so. Not that I know, at least.
I could definitely be wrong. That is not an educated answer or statement. I just always thought, because like, Capcom, like one of my favorite games growing up was Marvel vs. Capcom 2. And it had a lot of crossover characters like Dante and stuff. And, like a lot of those characters come from similar universes, similar like titles. I can see Capcom having a hand in it, but I mean, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Feel free to tell me I'm wrong in the comments.
Yeah, I have no idea. I'd have to do research.
Yep.
Moving on to Dave Bautista, reportedly in talks to replace Ryan Hurst in Amazon's God of War series. So, what you think? You think Dave Bautista is going to be good coming in there with boy?
Honestly, I think he has the perfect potential of like at least mimicking the voice. He's going to hit that boy right. However, he's lost some weight, but also at the same time, like it's not unheard of for actors to regain that kind of
Right.
weight.
Because, I mean, if you think about it, like, he would have still had to do that for, Gears of War, which he fucking wants to be in so badly. So
Mhm.
maybe, I don't know, I don't even know how he feels about God of War, but it'd be pretty cool. I think he could bring some emotional edge to it. Not that Ryan Hurst couldn't, but I personally just felt it was a weird pick in general. Like, just cast him as Thor. He already looks like Thor. Like, you put him in a fat suit and he's fine.
Honestly, though, and I agree. I've agreed with that like for years. But I mean,
It's
as long
weird.
as Kratos looks right and it's played right, I can't
Yeah,
really
don't get me
hate.
wrong. I didn't see anything, it's not like we saw him actually
there's-
acting,
Oh,
we just had
yeah.
this shitty picture.
That and there's a lot of people who could play for Thor. No offense, just put a fat suit on anybody and give him a fatter cheeks, and like he's pretty much just a generic fat guy, a generic giant fat guy with
Yeah.
orange hair.
I'll have to see. And
Generic. I don't know if
it's
it's
not
genetic.
absolutely in stone anyway, so, but yeah, I think he could be a good pick, but we'll see how it goes.
I honestly, I think he could be. I'm like my money's on him. I think he's going to pull this role off right.
Yeah, if anybody, I think he would.
I mean, if he puts as much effort into acting as he did with Drax, and I know it seems like it takes minimal effort, but like it's really hard for a smart person to act stupid. And I at least from what I've known about Bautista, he's actually very intelligent.
Yeah,
so like for him to be able to act like that and do it perfectly, that takes some skill. I feel like he could pull off Kratos just fine.
I don't think I've seen him in one serious role so far, and he did pretty good. I didn't like the movie, but I thought he did good.
What movie was it?
It was an M. Night Shyamalan movie. It was about like fucking the end of the world, but like these fucking dudes like come into his home, and is he the fucking movie? I can't remember, but anyways, they all like represent a different like sin, or like 7 deadly sins or whatever.
Yeah, gotcha.
And they end up like killing themselves in like brutal ass ways and shit. But it was.
God, I really wish you could tell me the name of this movie. This sounds like something I haven't seen. I'm usually, and you know me, I'm a movie buff.
It's got fucking Ron from Harry Potter in it.
Really? It's got Ron Weasley. Yeah, I definitely know I haven't seen it then. I would have definitely seen Ron Weasley from a mile away.
Bautista. Knock at the Cabin.
Knock at the Cabin.
Yeah, he's definitely
have
not.
to watch that.
He's definitely not the main character. He's one of the guys that fucking kills himself or whatever.
Well, I mean, that's kind of like the thing I have to like say about Bautista is like in his acting, no matter how you go about it, even if he's just playing like a stupid strong guy, it's hard to not like see him as a major important character. Like he like just him being there, it kind of steals the show.
Here,
like he kind of has that thing about him. And if he plays Kratos, like I feel like it's going to be a great movie. Oh, really, it just depends on everybody else. Although it sucks we lost the original actor. He looked great. Oh, shit. Let me see. Knock at the Cabin. AI.
AI, what?
It said AI horror. I thought it did. No, it said 6-1 horror. I read it wrong.
Oh.
To be fair, you can't blame me. That kind of looks like an A from a while away.
It does a little bit. It do be.
I got my piece. I got my monitor pushed all the way back, guys. I apologize. My eyesight isn't even good to begin with.
All right. So yeah, there's that.
Oh yeah, no, I see what you mean.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's kind of like I said, like it's hard to like not paint him as the main character.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
Like even in like the picture, like you see the small guy, these two other small people, and then here's just Bautista, like boom.
Yeah, right.
Like you could tell,
Yeah.
like you could honestly tell me that that's The Rock, and I would 100% believe it.
Yeah,
not like
man.
saying like in a comparison, but like Rock's like a lot more noticeable in like day-to-day stuff than Bautista. He's still like very active in media.
It just worries me that it's Amazon.
Yeah. And
And
also, I kind of stem to the point that The Rock's always the main character. So when I see somebody who looks like The Rock from behind, I'm like, oh, that's the main character.
well, it's the fact that he fucking that they what they did with Rings of Power, man. It's just awful, man.
Oh.
But then you look at Fallout and you're like, this shit's pretty good.
No, why'd you have to bring up Rings of Power?
Yeah, no, that shit's.
I tried so many
saw.
times to watch that. I'm a diehard Lord of the Rings fan. I've got all the fucking books.
I watched maybe 45 minutes or maybe the full first episode, and I was like, this shit is ass. Goodbye. Never watching that shit again.
I got to like the third episode. I'm like, this doesn't even feel like I'm watching Lord of the Rings anymore. It feels like I'm watching Game of Thrones or something.
That's what I'm saying. Like
Game of Thrones, but like it didn't feel like Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, like, and don't get me wrong, like the Silmarillion and all that, like there are countless wars and stuff, but like,
oh no, it should get super fucking deep in the Silmarillion, but like
it shouldn't feel like this, and that's not what this is about anyway.
It didn't have the soul that the other like books and movies had. Like even the Silmarillion, it had a lot more soul than the Rings of Power were. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the Silmarillion is just an amalgamation of a bunch of different lores that Tolkien came up with.
Yeah, exactly. That I'm pretty sure that was like his leftovers of like.
Yeah, they just put it all together, like everything he left behind about the world that he didn't actually tell in the stories that he wrote.
Yeah, I know. I still love that. How he's just like, yeah, like I'm just gonna paint you a picture of this fucking world, but I'm not gonna go into the exact most detail. Yeah.
Although he went into great detail about the end of that world, and that is definitely something we can take a couple hours on, maybe another session that I'll happily like detail all that for you. But this is not happening this episode. Moving on.
No. Moving on to Final Fantasy VII Revelations director Naoki Hamaguchi doubles down on connecting all Final Fantasy VII spin-offs into Revelations ending. This guy, man. This guy.
Look, if he can do it, I will respect him forever. But man, that's a challenge. Every single spinoff, like, does that even include like the Kingdom Hearts versions? Because those are spinoffs too.
No. He means the compilation of Final Fantasy.
Oh, okay. Like Crisis Core, etc.
Crisis Core, Dirge of Cerberus.
Speaking of which, Dirge of Cerberus, loved that game.
Before Crisis. And then something else, I feel like. But anyways. Yeah, that just the way he's talking is like this. The ending is very satisfying. It's all gonna tie into this. We're open to doing DLC, but he did say that like he's not going to the main game is going to be satisfying ending wise. Like he's not gonna be like, ooh, but if you play the DLC, there's more. You know,
so the end game will actually feel like an end game.
Yeah, this will tie everything together. Period. Which I still, man, can you imagine if they fuck this up? I don't think
I'm struggling to figure out how they're going to actually tie all the timelines together.
Well, I just don't understand.
There's only 2 timelines to Final Fantasy VII. There's at least 3, maybe 4.
The way I can see Dirge of Cerberus going is that he's going to make that take place instead during everything, which I think is awesome because then you get a whole big section of Vincent Valentine's storyline, which you did not get in the original. That is a great way to expand it.
And they have Matt Mercer doing all the voice lines, and I find it hard to believe he's just going to show up for like a 4 or 5 voice lines, just as a side character. Like there's going to be some good story behind this, and I'm excited.
Yeah, just it's nice to see everybody get fleshed out even more.
Honestly, though, like that was kind of like the one thing. Like I loved Final Fantasy VII growing up, but the one thing I feel like it lacked was like a deeper understanding of every other character. Like it gave you storylines behind them. It gave you a lot, but like a deeper understanding to a point of like actually seeing and feeling what they felt versus just reading it as text.
Yeah, I feel like the only one that, at least in my opinion, that didn't get that would be like, I think you could have done Yuffie's backstory a little, like her whole thing a little better, which it seems like they are in this too, because Wutai is like its own thing, which it was in the original, but hopefully it's like, more expanded. And then I feel like Tifa, like she does have a good story arc, but her story arc is more through Cloud than herself. Like,
and I want to throw one thing in here. As I was replaying Crisis Core and stuff, I feel like they heavily lacked on the fact that Yuffie has met Zack. Like,
yeah,
the fact that he was brought up so many times around her and she didn't mention even a single time that she met. Like, I mean, I don't exactly remember how many times, if he had even said his name around her. I'm about like a quarter way through replaying the game. But still, like, the mention of his appearance, the fact that he had a Buster Sword that looked just like Cloud's, which you could say is common. I have not seen a single other Buster Sword that looked like that. It's not common. That was Angeal's sword.
Yeah. Yeah, I wish they would expand on that, and hopefully they do.
I hope so too. At least some dialogue on how Yuffie met him, at least a couple times.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm fucking excited. I hope we see more soon. But you know what we're not gonna see soon is the end of microtransactions, because EA's $55 billion deal with Saudi-led group goes through, which means you're going to see levels of advertising and microtransaction-ness invade the EA games a lot more. I feel like brand deals are going to be straight up out in the open all the time, because they're in debt. But we'll see. What do you think about that?
That's quite a bit of a yeesh right there. I'm not going to lie to you. I would say saying the end of microtransactions is a bit of a stretch.
No, I'm saying you are not. What I said was the complete opposite. What we're not going to see is the end of microtransactions, because it's only going to get worse. But not to defend them, but for sports games, like actual real world advertising does kind of make sense. Like, of all the things you could put like a Verizon ad or whatever in the background on one of the big screens or whatever, that is the game that I could see where it would make sense and it wouldn't really break immersion. But I still don't like it.
I have to agree with you there.
I am not in the numbers. I would have no idea what I'm talking about. So this is where this will end.
Either.
But I don't like that a Saudi Arabian, I think it's like a branch of their government or something, that is buying up like little or big game studios. But I don't like that they're like, why would you do that to yourself? Like EA? It just, I don't know.
I mean, The theory I would have about EA doing that.
I mean,
is,
I know why.
Well,
So
I
they
mean, not even
keep
just
being
that,
a company.
but like, yeah, I mean, you kind of got my point. Like, it's kind of coming into an age where people are losing interest in sports games. There's very few people who really play Madden anymore, at least from what I hear about.
You'd be surprised, brother.
Oh no, I mean, I'm saying in the sense of like,
every year on the number one platform console wise.
well, I'm sure it's still the best seller. They're always going to buy them, but like consistently playing them.
Yeah, I feel like if you are dedicated to it, you know what I mean? Like where you're actually the guy that's buying these microtransactions and shit.
I mean, you got to think I
Yes.
buy every Halo and I did not like every Halo.
You're not wrong. I can't say I've bought every single one, but I've at least bought more that I like.
Bought like 27 copies of Skyrim. I swear I'm not the problem. It's still the fucking ESO guys, but moving on.
Gears of War E-Day beta went live 4 days ago. Have you played it at all?
No, I did not get into the beta, and I'm actually been lacking. I meant to like get some gameplay on that. Like I said, I apologize, guys. I've been sick the past couple of days. It's been a hectic week for me. Not really hectic, just like really like task-filled week. I apologize. That's lacking on my end.
Like I've said, I'm not a Gears guy. So I might do it. I might not. We'll see.
I can't say I have not heard or seen anything negative, and one of my greatest pastime is scrolling through shorts, and I've yet to see anything negative about it, so I can only imagine it's going well.
One of my favorite pastimes is scrolling. You're not wrong.
No, like literally, like whenever I take 5 minutes, I'll like literally scroll through stuff, and if I like see something that catches my attention, I pay attention. And I haven't seen anything like bad about Gears of War E-Day yet, but I also haven't seen anything good either. I haven't really seen anything about it.
That's fair.
So I can't really speak on it. I apologize.
Bandai Namco announces its lineup for TGS, which includes Ace Combat 8, Wings of Thief, Bleach Mirrors High. I believe that is a mobile game. Dragon Ball Xenoverse 3, One Piece Grand Gourmet, Tales of Eternia Remastered, Family Game Park, Once Upon a Katamari in Tamagotchi Plaza. Does any of this excite you? I know one in particular does, but does anything else excite you?
Well, I mean, there's at least two in particular, but the one that interests me is the Bleach one. There's been 1,000 Bleach mobile games. No offense. I might be exaggerating when I say 1,000, but I played a lot of Bleach mobile games. None of them really hit home. Brave Souls was kind of nice for a little bit. It was nice because you play it on console too, so it didn't really feel like a full-on mobile game half the time. Now, when it comes to Xenoverse 3, brother, creatures, all things that exist out there with names that I don't feel like stating because it would take me hours. I'm ready for this game. I'm ready for it. I've been ready for it. I know it's different. I know it's intriguing. I know it's controversial. But goddamn, I have been waiting for this game almost as long as I've been waiting for GTA 6. I'm going to play it one way or another.
You're not wrong.
It comes out. But
maybe a little less, but not much.
No, GTA 6 definitely has a couple years on Xenoverse 3, but like I said, almost as much. Like they're the two games I've been waiting for a long time. Hell, GTA 6 got to a point that I lost interest there at the end. I'm like, all right, this game's never ever coming. I'm tired of waiting for this stuff, but from everything I've seen, I'm definitely gonna have to give it a try. But when it comes to Xenoverse 3, it's controversial. It's got a lot of new things about it. I kind of like how you can change into other parallel questers in mid-game in lieu of a transformation and regain your health.
Yeah.
But also, like, I know that's crazy to some people, but the way I see it, as long as they amp the difficulty up and make the game still challenging, I've got no problem.
I don't have a problem with it. I think it looks freaking great, but The only kind of story thing I'm worried about is is it just me, or does it kind of feel like they're pulling like a weird kind of Boruto thing where like it's not, I get by now like all the, like Vegeta and all them, they're probably like dead or old as fuck for real. Because it's like what, the year 9,000 or something like that. I can't remember. But did you notice that where like there's like kind of replacements ish for like characters?
Oh yeah, I noticed a little bit.
If they work out and like they're likable, totally fine. But it's just like a thing of like, at least for me, Boruto, it's like there are certain characters that I do like from it, but for the most part, like it's Naruto all day,
Yeah. Now, see, for me, I agree where you say. I see where you're coming from. But the thing I kind of try to maintain in my mind is that it's a time travel series.
Exactly.
It doesn't really matter how old they are or whatever. They can get a version of them there if they really wanted to.
There will never be a Dragon Ball without Goku somewhere.
If they were to go to something of the sense of like, hey, we're passed on to a point, or hey, time travelers can't travel to the future or something like that.
Yeah.
Then I would at least hope that they had like would have like a reliable story of why the teachers could teach the new Saiyans or Majins or elites or vice versa what they could learn. I would hope there was a reason why that they could be taught that.
Or like
also vice versa with like Xenoverse. A lot of the moves you learn is from like fighting people who know them. You learn a lot of the moves from the parallel quests and stuff like that.
Oh, that's what I was going to say. Maybe like a hyperbolic time chamber kind of thing, but like, like you it's time machiney, like it freezes time.
That would be really cool.
Or it slows it down rather, but also like people can enter.
Or it allows you to call upon like fighters of the past, especially fighters who are like urging for like a push for themselves. That's kind of the thing with Dragon Ball is like a lot of the fighters, the only reason they keep going is they have a reason to get stronger. You could be that could tie into the story. You could be another reason why they want to keep getting stronger because you're calling upon them to train you.
It wasn't actually Goku that pissed Frieza off. It was you. He beat his ass so hard. He's like, you know what? I'm going to do like 10 push-ups.
I'm pretty sure there's like a parallel quest where that's actually the case. I played through, I would say about 75% of Xenoverse. I fell off right about at the end when they started doing the crystal stuff with everybody. Like I understood some of it, but like it was like once Frieza took over the area and was doing that stuff for a while, it was right around when I fell off. Okay,
yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I didn't.
So it was like
there's a lot.
I could see. It wasn't a matter of it was a lot. It's just like all of my friends fell off on playing it, and fighting randoms is pretty boring to me. No offense to anybody out there, but I'm pretty good at Xenoverse. I'm definitely down to run the ones. You might win, you might not, but I'm confident enough that I've fought most people one-handed on a controller and won. And I have people who will name that too.
When the first one came out, I do remember playing with our buddy Q. And I did some shit where like I beat the fuck out of him, fucking stunned him, and then went right around him so fast and did I don't know, like a Kamehameha or something like that, and killed him. Yeah. And I was like, dude, that was definitely some shit from Dragon Ball. Like,
oh, dude, for real. And I'll go ahead and out my one-handed strategy on this podcast too, just to add to it. But like, once you find out that all you have to do is hit like I would say like the square and X for PlayStation or the X and A for Xbox is an auto boost and you'll just charge right at somebody. You really don't have to worry about moving. So that left hand of your controller is really not that big of a problem. If you're fighting somebody you're not worried about having to dodge, you're completely fine. And most people I haven't had to be that worried about dodging.
No. Oddly enough, it's the people that play as humans that I was always like, oh, fuck.
Oh, no, they're brutal. They have like...
Because they don't rely on it. They rely on the fucking combos. And like, if you get in a combo in Xenoverse,
oh, dude, it's over.
Sometimes it's just fucking over. There's no getting out of it.
I feel like that's what fucked people up a lot when I was playing a Saiyan. is because I would play as Sam, but I would have the mentality of a human. I would chain the combos, but I would rarely use my abilities until I actually needed to. There's even a video on my other TikTok, Alex Beside the Bonfire, by the way, where if you scroll down, I'm fighting a random on there, and the entire time, mind you, I'm fighting him one controller. He just randomly challenged me, and all I'm doing is charging at him, beating his ass. He does not land a single hit on me because I could keep dodging him and going behind him. And he just didn't know what to do about that. And I threw that SS Deadly Bomber, that tracker attack, and I just stood there. I let him hit me a couple times, and then it killed him.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, it's beautiful. I'll actually send you the clip if you want to feature that in this video too, by the way.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I'll send you that clip for sure. I've got it pulled up. Well, not pulled up, but it's like, yeah. I'll point at it too. I don't know where it'll actually be. It'll probably be over there.
All right. Moving on from Bandai Namco's Tokyo Game Show lineup. PlayStation estimates it will receive 80 billion yen or 508 million US dollars from the US government from tariff refunds. Don't want to get political or anything like that. I completely understand certain tariffs, but at the same time, doesn't really seem like it helped a whole lot. Anyways, well, that's good for them. That's all I can comment on for that.
Unfortunately, I'm somebody who refuses to speak on politics. I kind of take a big step away from that. Just entirely as a person. But yeah, that one's kind of a touchy subject for me. I don't have a lot to say on that topic. Not even a touchy subject. I just don't know what to say.
Moving on from that, we have Halo Combat Evolved lands only 351,000 sales on PlayStation, with Black Ops 1 and 2 ports outselling it by a significant margin at 11.8 million copies sold. And that is combined, not each. But that is staggering. I guess PlayStation didn't want Halo that bad, huh? Or maybe it's because it's not very good.
It's not even about the Halo thing. Call of Duty has so many dedicated players. It's a matter of dedication. People are dedicated to Call of Duty. Some people are dedicated to Halo in the same way, but the numbers outweigh each other.
And I call out Black Ops 2, 1 and 2 ports because it's such a significant margin. But there was a lot of other games too that outsold it. I could probably pull up some specific examples, but you get the idea. It's just the fact that, this didn't sell a crazy amount. I don't think the Gears, Reloaded sold a whole lot either. So, but I still am at the point where I'm like, look, yes, it's nice to give PlayStation Gears and Halo or whatever. But if you really wanted to play these games, you would have found a way by now. That was over.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But also on my kind of side standpoint of when it comes to game sales and stuff, games nowadays are way more expensive than they were back in the day. It's not even a comparison. And it'd be one thing if the economy, and like I said, I don't like touching subjects on political things, but I guess this is one where I will. If the economy wasn't so fucked as it was, games wouldn't be going up this crazy. It is so fucked, dude. $75 for a game that doesn't even have as much content as a game that I could buy for $20. I mean, granted, the graphics, the quality, and the stuff like that, that's understandable. But still, at that day and age when I bought it, if I were to buy it at its prime price, it's still just compared to buying a game at today's prime price.
Well, I think the main issue now is I do the same thing too. I know you probably do the same thing too.
Probably.
Is there's so many games coming out now, and they're all expensive,
Yeah.
And like, if you really want to keep up with shit, like you're spending fucking $70, like again and again and again and again and again.
The shit adds up really fast, especially when there's a lot of releases in 1 month.
Back then, it was easier for you to spend at the time probably $50 or $40 and be satisfied for a while, because that was like the only thing really coming out.
Yeah.
And you had time to gestate and digest whatever you were playing for a while before you moved on to something else. But now it's like go, 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 go.
Yep. Yep. I can 100%
look at next month.
I can 100% agree with that. But my point kind of, it does. But my point kind of stands like back in the day, if you're comparing their sales now versus back in the day, you've got to be aware you're charging more than you were back in the day. Even with the inflation, you're still charging more than you would have been back in the day. For, I would arguably say about, at the best case, 75% less. Like most games I would pay $60 for back in the day, I could play for weeks at a time. Like there's no world where I'm beating Final Fantasy VII in a day, but most games I buy $60 in today, I could beat in a day.
Yeah. That's the sad part.
Yeah. And that's it's I don't know. I feel like the gaming industry is sacrificing quantity for quality, and I can understand that 100%. But I'm
always,
a quantity over quality kind of person most times. Like, I'm the type of person who will buy off-brand cola because it almost tastes like Coke, just because I can have 2 12-packs for one type deal. You know what I mean? Like, it's not quite there, but it's enough. And I feel like everybody's just trying to strike for being that diamond, and I feel like that's where a lot of people are failing. Is like, there's nothing wrong with being coal. Coal is very useful. It's something that uses a lot more often than diamonds.
Well, diamonds, the problem now is like you can be a jade, like really good and maybe even great or amazing, and still fail, which is the sad part. Like I always point to Kronos, The New Dawn, man. That game is fucking awesome.
100%. I agree.
Nobody played it.
I can say I didn't play it either. I watched gameplay myself, but it is a great fucking game. It held my attention longer than most videos on YouTube, to be honest. And my attention is really easy to grab. I'm attention deficit as fuck.
But it's stuff like that where I'm like, man, back in the day, like, yes, stuff slipped by, but it wasn't like today where like a 10 out of at least in my opinion, 10 out of 10 game can just fall by the wayside. And not to say like they're the biggest studio or anything, but like they made Silent Hill 2, like that's a big name, and they're making the remake of 1.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just, I don't know. It's very sad.
It is. I agree.
And that kind of sort of gets into my next question for you, the audience, and you, Alex, and a little bit of myself. The question is, with the departure of Glenn Schofield and more of this old talent leaving, I've been wondering, will the industry parade the corpses of franchises and IPs on and on and on forever until, there's nothing, until you get the Halo 1 remake for the 80th time? Or will indie devs take the places of like these really big creatives, with new stories to tell, new universes, new IP, so on and so forth?
Ooh. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. That one's a deep question.
Yeah, and everybody who knows me, period, knows I am the biggest Kojima fan, and like, come the day he dies, that will be a very sad day for not only me but the industry and the world as a whole, in my opinion. But it's stuff like that where I'm like, not only am I asking that, but like, should studios make an effort to train somebody under like these auteurs like Kojima or Sam Lake or Dan Houser, Glenn Schofield, the list goes on.
Yeah.
Todd Howard, like, should we be getting this young talent in and getting them prepared for the day that Todd retires or, God forbid, one of these guys die?
My honest opinion on that subject is, look, most of the people we mentioned in these podcasts are people we grew up with, people we have known since we were young. It's kind of time like to accept like their times are running low. Maybe it is time to start introducing new voices, new ideas to the industry. However, I want them to I don't know, at least I just want them to understand their communities. There's a lot of people who hold on to the old stuff. Even I myself, I hold on to some old things. I welcome the new, but there's certain things I'm like, I just want the original of. You know what I mean? Like, say, for example, we talked about Campaign Evolved in another episode, I'm pretty sure. As much as I love that, I would much rather sit on an original Xbox and play the original game with a couple of my buddies. You know what I mean? That's just my mentality. That's who I am as a person. I grew up playing in a 4-player split screen home, like me and 3 of my buddies either sitting on the couch or chairs around us, all sitting around one TV screen. That's what I grew up with. So like, I'm openly welcome to new ideas and new personalities. I just hope they can hold on to the same ideals that I respected and that I loved as a kid growing up. Because I feel like every kid and every person would love the same ideals and things I respected growing up. Because they were good. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. It's one of those things where it's like, I am totally fine with you like rebooting a franchise or something like that, as long as you are both you're both like paving the road of the future of that franchise while also respecting and paying homage or whatever to the past of where it came from. And without like, reinventing the fucking wheel. Like, it's like Halo, where I'm like, you are telling me you have had this since after Reach and you still haven't figured it out quite yet? Like, how have you basically remade the same game twice and fucked it up both times in different ways? I don't get it.
That's 100% fair, and I agree with that.
Or like just needless changes where it's like,
however,
no.
we're living in a day and age where even like the millionaires are scrapping for cash. You know what I mean? Like, this shit is so bad. They're just throwing anything out there to get people to get what they can. Honestly, the amount of effort they actually put into Campaign Evolved versus like other studios and other places versus their like remakes and stuff that they've just thrown out there, it's not the same, but it's at the very least respectable. Like they try to put some effort into it. But in reality, it was just a cash grab because they needed it. And I can't not understand that.
It was literally just to be, hey, PlayStation, here you go. Which is like, that's fine. It's whatever. But like, you did need to do this. And now you're tainting what has already come before. You know what I mean?
You're not wrong.
Like,
you're not wrong. I 100% agree.
I can't even trust you to make the blueprint is right there. Either make it a one-to-one or completely take it at your own thing and redesign levels. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
one or the other. Either change everything or don't change anything at all.
That's kind of where I stand as like nothing really needs to be changed.
No.
Even the frame rates, even anything like that. Like some people want better frame rates and stuff like that. I can understand that. But me personally, I'm blind as fuck. These glasses, I can barely tell the difference between frame rates half the time unless it's astronomical.
I mean,
you can ask my co-host. He's asked me numerous questions about frame rates in the past and shown me things, and I've been able to tell the difference.
well, the sad part is I am one of those guys sometimes, but like I will pop on Red Dead 2 right now on my PS5, knowing it runs at 30 frames a second and have a fantastic time because it's a great game.
It's like the frame rates and things like that it really doesn't matter. I don't understand why they worry that much about that. Just re-release the same game. That's what people want.
Now, if it's like dipping up and down crazy and, it's stuttering, like that's a different story.
Yeah, that's a different story. Yeah. If there's actual problems, yeah, fix them. But like adding things, doing extra things, it's nice, but it's unnecessary. You can get people to buy the same game again. Look at Skyrim. They've been doing it for years.
GTA 5.
They've upgraded it mildly, and then they've let modders do the rest. Like literally their whole creation club and stuff that is canon in the game from that's actually just modders.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Yeah. I'm sure I'm not entirely aware, but like I'm sure they compensated them. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm not, but like I can't speak for the people whose mods that they added to their actual canon game, but like there is an actual canosity to the mods that have been added through the Creation Club.
Was it last episode or the episode before? But we did talk about when they announced the Obsidian Fallout and all that they have been paying creators who make the Creation Club content.
Oh yeah, as long as they're getting paid, I've got no complaint.
Yeah,
I've got no complaint.
No, I was just confirming it for you.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Perfect. But my point stands. Like as long as like the people you use to like do it is fine. But when like you're doing it unnecessarily, oh goodness.
Yeah.
And even my co-host here would even admit, like, he said that wasn't his sergeant.
No, I think he does a fine job.
He does too.
Gruffness just isn't the same. And I'll tell you what, man, we might end up reviewing it. I'm still not sure quite yet. But
also, I'm pretty sure he hasn't heard like there was like different versions of his like speeches varying between difficulties.
Oh.
There was a couple of scenarios where he said completely different things depending on difficulties. I don't know how accurate that is, but
in that prequel mission, and you'll know it when you see it, anyone out there or you, Alex, there is a scene in that prequel mission that, I kid you not, is the worst cutscene in any Halo game ever, period. In my opinion.
I have to agree with him on this one. I'm pretty sure he showed me a video on this.
It's fucking bad. It's bad. And those prequel missions, like, they were kind of cool, but not really. They didn't really add anything, to be honest, and they were completely unnecessary. All they did was kind of piss me off, to be honest.
In my defense, I had fun on a couple of the prequel missions myself, but I'm a diehard Halo fan.
I mean, same, but I have Halo standards.
Yeah, I see that. It kind of is where it stands with Skyrim with me. I have very little standards. Just give me content.
And
my standards are the people sound the same and they act the same. That's my standards.
Speaking of Halo Studios, it's the latest Xbox studio to be hit with layoffs just days after Campaign Evolve launched. Why the fuck did I say it like that? As reports reveal troubled development. And I think it shows.
I mean,
by troubled.
Considering our last few comments, but
let me see if I can get into it. All right, we are back. So it looks like what happened was exactly what I don't know if I said it before or not. I think I just said it to you while we were playing, but so the way Campaign Evolve works is the Halo Reach, a modified version of the Halo Reach engine known as Blam, is running for physics and, like the actual guns and, the way enemies work and stuff like that. And then Unreal Engine 5 just handles the graphics and assets and all that. And unfortunately for the studio, this led to development being more complex with third-party studio abstraction struggling to meet deadlines imposed by Halo Studios and being ultimately kicked off the project, forcing Halo Studios to scrap much of the work done by abstraction and rebuild assets in the Blam engine instead. And if this sounds very familiar, that's because this is exactly what happened on Halo Infinite and why it came out the way it did. And at this point, I don't have any more sympathy for this fucking studio. It's like, you have had 2 chances now to just make a Halo game. Your name is Halo Studios. So why is most of your work being outsourced to a separate fucking studio? Why are we paying you? Like, am I fucking insane?
No,
Like,
no. The only thing I can imagine comparing to like why they would do something like that, at least on my instance, would be like, I guess they had to have run the numbers and realized they were making more money on other games or something.
you over here fucking hiding, Alex? All right.
No, because I'm not hiding. It's time to be close to the damn microphone. Trying to be close to the microphone.
I just happen to see you like.
Sorry, it's not. It look like the wavelengths look louder when I talk over here versus over here. They're a lot smaller. You see what I mean?
Hey, where you are right now, that's perfect.
Oh, so you don't want me to be loud?
No, I don't want you to swallow, Mike.
That's definitely getting made into a clip. I swear to God, Dan, don't you dare leave that out of this episode.
But like, actually though, like, am I fucking going crazy? Why are we fucking paying you if you went and hired somebody, your logo showing?
No, you're not crazy. In fact, I agree with you 100%.
Your logo showing.
Moving on.
It's all right.
Sorry, this poncho is really hard to know when it's actually on me. It's kind of like a blanket that drapes over me.
It's all right.
You're good. Sorry, guys. It's the only shirt I got clean. I only own like 4 shirts.
But it just doesn't make sense.
No, it really doesn't. Like, honestly, I 100% agree with you.
And it's just like, well, what
do you expect? Like, the point that I was trying to make was like, I agree with you, like, in the sense of the price range. Like, I don't feel like the game should be worth $80 or $40 if you're outsourcing that much. Like you said, like, I would be okay if they released a Halo game that they outsourced a bunch of stuff for if it was only like $40.
Well, it was 50.
No, I mean, still close enough, but there was DLC and other stuff to it, and reskinning armor to look like a crystallized version of the Needler. It can't be that hard.
Well, it's not even that. It's like, well,
at least for a multi-billion-dollar company.
Like, there's no fucking multiplayer. I mean, there's co-op, but you know what I mean.
I mean, the multiplayer is like, I don't know. I kind of stand in the sense of like kind of a statement I made before in previous episodes. I prefer like multiplayer campaigns over actual PvP multiplayer. Don't get me wrong. It's still fun. There's still great ideas behind it. but only when it's like has like a Forge world, which is where I like Halo so much, is it's always had that option. You can make your own games. You could do your own things with it. That's why I liked Halo's multiplayer so much.
And I'm not going to criticize them because it's called Campaign Evolved. Yeah. But don't fucking sell me skins then.
I mean, any of the skins I've got are just from codes I found on the internet.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
And one of them, I think the only other skin that I know about, the crystallized ones, you obtain in game. At least I've never seen a store in Campaign Evolved on my own. That's something I have to at least speak out on.
I think it's just like the
but I've only played it that one time
or whatever.
Oh yeah. I mean, you get the silver skin just from downloading the version from Game Pass.
Anything else you want to say on the layoffs and the troubled development of Halo Studios as a fucking whole?
They're doing too much for too little, and that's on them. That's the only thing I can really say for that.
Well, they're doing too little, and then still
they're doing too much for too little. For things that could easily be like, as long as you did the bare minimum would have been fine.
Just do your job.
Yeah. That's not even just do your job. Just re-release a game that already exists. You didn't have to update it.
Right. I would have rather them.
Anything, just raise the frame rates. Like that can't be that crazy.
Just put the Master Chief Collection on fucking PS5. You could have saved yourself a lot of money.
100%.
Other than like running new servers or something, but
not even gonna lie, I'm so used to like games being like multi-console now that I completely forgot that like, yeah, they could have just put the Master Chief Collection on PS5. That would have been way easier.
Yeah, exactly.
My apologies if you mentioned that before.
Well, so we'll move on to Stellar Blade 2 Studio Shift Up makes an AI music video featuring the new protagonist. I personally don't really care that much because it's not like you would want the devs actively working on this instead of the game. But at the same time, why? Why?
My answer to that would be like, I mean, it'd be different if they were charging less for like a full game. I can't speak on what they're charging for Stellar Blade 2. I don't really know that much.
Well, they're not like then it may not be true. At least to my knowledge, I don't think they're using AI, but they probably are based on this.
Oh,
which sucks.
My point being made was like, I don't really mind like being charged for a full price game if you're using AI, if it's for like a music video for a single character. If you're writing like an entire album and writing an entire game's worth of music through it, then I might be like, all right, that game ain't worth $80. You didn't do shit. You just fucking typed something into a computer and had it do it for you. I could have done that much. Like that much, right. I would at least say it would be worth 40 versus 80 or 70.
Yeah.
If you're outsourcing it. And I've got no problem with outsourcing as long as it's not like a major thing and you're not claiming 100% ownership of it.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Like, you outsource that to a computer. If anything, that computer owns it.
And the sad part is the computer doesn't even own it because it stole from everywhere else.
Exactly. You know what I mean? They just collaborated. And maybe, I mean, to be fair, that's at this point, at this day and age, that's all music. There's not really anything truly unique you can make anymore. Everything's been done at this point.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
You tell your own story and have your own tune to it, but no matter how you go about it, somebody's going to have to be like, oh, that's somebody else's just because one tune sounded similar or vice versa. Like, there's just too much stuff out there nowadays. There's no way to like really like truly claim anything as your own. aside from copyright, and that's only going to last as long as you're alive. And guess what? That's like 80 years is best. So
Anyway, you're gonna keep
unless you
renewing it
keep pumping
again and
children
again.
into people, then at that point you might get a couple years. But when do they get sick of it?
This is true.
Like eventually they're just gonna be like, yeah, I'm gonna cash out on this and just be like, fuck it, it's for everybody.
Yeah. You know what people are getting sick of though? That I don't really care, but you know, they're being whiny bitch little baby boys as usual. Is Grand Theft Auto 6 has partnered with Netflix to show off an extended look at the game Thursday, August 27th at 3 p.m. Eastern, 12 p.m. Pacific. It will later appear on Rockstar's official YouTube channel at, I believe it was 9 p.m. Eastern. What do you think about that?
Personally, I feel like that's just, I don't really know how I feel about it because Netflix has kind of like had some weird claims on a lot of titles here lately. And it's like, I don't hate it, but I also hate the fact that it's going to be exclusive.
Well, it's not. It's only exclusive for a couple of hours.
But still.
But yeah, I'm just more of like, I don't care, but it's kind of unnecessary.
Well, I mean, it's like, for me,
but it does make sense.
What's the point of like paying extra just to learn something 4 hours earlier?
Well, that's the thing is like nobody's forcing anybody to. Like if you're paying,
no
I'm
one's
sorry,
forcing to. But like on my own end, I'm like, yeah, no, I agree with that 100%. But it's like, why are you doing it? That's pointless. So you can know about it. I'm not saying it on Netflix end. I'm saying it on the consumer's end. Like, why are you doing that? That's stupid.
Yeah.
Literally, you can take a nap and get the same information and not have to spend money for it.
Right. So why are you complaining? This is literally for, well, most likely it's probably a partnership to be like, ooh, you get a bunch of new subscribers. But really, it's more of just like, I mean, if you have Netflix, that's cool. Well, I guess you get to watch it. Guess what? I'm going to not have Netflix and watch it on YouTube later.
I mean, what will likely happen is it will come out on Netflix. I'll be knocked out cold and won't even realize it even exists until it's already on YouTube.
Exactly.
It's like people who pay for that, no offense, you get a down thumb. Like, come on, dude. Unless you're really that fucking rich and that impatient, I can understand if you're that rich and that impatient. I've had those moments in my life where I've had some extra money and I didn't want to wait and I just did something. But like, come on, 4 hours or a few hours. That's a big downside for you. Be one thing if I got it a day in advance and could actually play it.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I get where people are coming from, where it's like, okay, you're finally showing gameplay on Netflix. But at the same time, it's like, well, just don't fucking pay for Netflix and wait a couple hours and stop complaining about it.
Honestly, I'm surprised Netflix is still kicking, to be honest. I know they got a lot of their originals, but like most people I know, they don't even actually watch those originals on Netflix. They pirate them. And I talk to a lot of people. I work at a gas station. Like, I talk to a lot of people on a regular basis. Not very many of them are actively paying for Netflix. So I don't really understand the reason to make that deal, at least on my end. Unless it was like a desperate attempt for Netflix. And they paid them a lot to do that.
Hey, Alex.
Yep.
You are slowly going more and more out of frame.
I apologize.
You just fucking drifted.
No, I'm following the microphone and I'm trying to keep it out of the camera frame.
Oh, no, don't worry about that. As long as it's not blocking you, I don't give a shit. And I don't think any of the audience does either.
They're gonna want it to block me sometimes.
Don't we all?
I'm a dirty boy. I knew it.
Moving on. Unless you have anything else you want to say about it, but I'm pretty sure we've exhausted everything.
To
I
be
have
honest,
nothing to comment.
to be honest, I'm not educated enough on the subjects. So I really can't speak much. It's just my opinion based on what you told me.
But yeah, it's just it's a weird move. Doesn't affect me at all because I'm not gonna watch it on Netflix.
I
But
say I'm not a Netflix user myself. I do Hulu and Disney Plus, and that's just because I don't pay for them. They're free. So
EA might be considering selling off BioWare and its IP. Oh, sorry, I mean BioWare.
I want to double down and say free to me because we have a family plan. It's not free to anybody who tries to use them.
Right.
Didn't want to mislead. I apologize.
You're good. But yeah, what do you think about that? They're gonna sell off BioWare and its IP. Well, BioWare.
I hate to bring up that we talked about this before, but I lack a lot of knowledge on what BioWare actually is as a company. I don't know what games really that they release. I'm not too knowledgeable about that. I apologize.
Mass Effect, Dragon
Oh.
Age. Technically, back in the day, they did KOTOR 2, or no. They did KOTOR 1, and then Obsidian did KOTOR 2.
So, with that knowledge being said, I'm mildly excited because there's potential of new games, but also at the same time, you're running that same risk of new games being made by a different person.
It already is, brother. They are shelved. There's former selves. I give you Exhibit A of Dragon Age: The Veilguard, which was.
I didn't even play that one. The last one I played was Dragon Age 3.
I'm not a big Dragon Age fan, but I can tell you that shit looked genuinely awful.
My dad enjoyed like Dragon Age 3 a lot. I know he played that for a good while. And it was a nice game. It kind of was like resembled like what I would have expected from like Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance or their second games. Or I don't even know if they have even had a third game after that. I only really played Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance, the original one on PS2.
Just 1 and 2.
Well,
that's the one I recognize. That other one, which was
to me, it felt like it was an evolution of that concept, at least game wise. So that's why I enjoy Dragon Age. I was like, okay, it feels like the game I played as a kid, but it's not, but it is, but it isn't, but it is. But I mean, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Different universes, same concept.
I'm not a Dragon Age guy. I'm definitely a Mass Effect guy, but they can
when
keep
it comes
that.
to Mass Effect's a great time.
They can keep that because I don't want them to make another game so they can fuck it up like they did Dragon Age. But at this point, my ship has sailed. I'm all on the Exodus train. Mass Effect is great and it will always be great. But it's like I always say, that shit's sitting on my fucking my digital library right now. But like I can go back at any time and play it. You know, nothing's gonna touch it.
Speaking of which, we should do a run through of Mass Effect 3 together at one point in time.
Oh yeah, that is. Yeah,
I do have it on Xbox. I'm pretty sure Douchebag bought it for me.
I can do it through Game Pass. So
yeah, if it's on Game Pass, then I don't even have to worry at all because that's really the only way I play Xbox anymore. I don't even have an actual Xbox anymore. It's all through my PC.
I think the Legendary Edition is on Game Pass.
Nah. I'd say really the only person who owns an Xbox in my house is my wife, and she hates Xbox, which is crazy to me.
Anything else on selling BioWare?
I mean, to be fair, like I said before we started talking about it, my knowledge of it is limited. I spoke what I spoke. That's all I've really got. And that's all I could really gather from what you told me. I apologize. I mean, like I said, I welcome it in the hopes that maybe that it's getting sold will maybe get a good Dragon Age.
Right.
But
right.
Like I'm not gonna like sit here and like be like, oh yeah, these guys are gonna do it. I don't know much about the people who are buying it either.
Yeah, right. It could go to somebody who's not.
Exactly. My
We'll see.
knowledge is
We'll see what
limited on this
happens.
topic, but like I'm excited for the potential, but I acknowledge that it's probably not gonna work out.
No. Devolver Digital intends to go private. These are the guys who publish a lot of really great indie games. And it's kind of sketchy going private, in my opinion, because then to me that says it
Oh shit.
that these indie devs might end up getting shafted because it's not really the same people. But they go on to say the company says its share price is not a true reflection of its value. Shareholders will vote on this matter in September. It sucks. I like Devolver. They publish a lot of cool games. They make a lot of cool games. And it's always like quality indie devs. Or if they're not indie, you know, they have that kind of indie style.
Sorry. I'm trying to get at something.
All right. You're fine.
But I heard most of what you said. Unfortunately, I don't have a lot of knowledge on what you said.
That's all right. At least the message is out there. I don't really have a whole lot to say either. It's not like they're like the number one for me or anything, but sucks. Unless it's a good thing, but I just can't really see it being a good thing in my opinion.
Kind of like how I was talking about the previous subjects. Like I could see it being a good thing, but like I can't fathom how it would be at the same time.
Exactly. I guess we'll see in September what happens. But until then, PlayStation
Speaking of which, guys, my birthday is on September 4th. I expect at least 5 extra followers, or you all suck.
Yeah, tell your friends, tell your kids, tell your wives, tell everybody else in your lives.
Tell him it's the crazy co-host's birthday, and he's going to do something stupid that day, probably.
PlayStation has started putting warning stickers on new PS5s, warning of the impending end of discs. What do you think about that?
I mean, my subject kind of stands in the sense of my previous stances on this topic. Like, I understand it, but I really don't understand on how like trying to not make a side money market on it. Like, no matter how you go about it, some people are going to want hard copies. No one's saying you have to make 100,000 or 100 billion or a shit ton, but like I saw a 10,000. At least from what from what the numbers are comparing to, like
I think it was
make the amount that the numbers are comparing to, like 100,000. Just make 100,000, or make less than that. And if people keep coming in and buying them, see if that makes you money.
Well, I think
treat it as like a valuable resource is basically what I think of it. Is like people want this. Don't treat it as something that it needs to go away. Treat it as something that's a little more valuable. Like they want this that bad that they're willing to fight and argue about it. I'm one of those people, mind you. I agree with them. I would definitely pay an extra $10 to get a physical copy of a game sometimes if I really liked it that much to make sure I could always own it. Like I just don't see how you can't make money from that.
What it says is important notice. From January 2028, newly released games on PlayStation will be available for purchase on PlayStation Store and at retailers in digital formats only. Discs released before January 2028 can continue to be played on the console. So at the very least, they're making it abundantly clear. Granted, that's in fine print, most likely, but
I mean, I agree in the sense of at least they're still giving people a physical option to go to a store and buy a game. But it still comes down to the fact that I don't like licenses being sold that could be taken away at any given time. That's my only
Yeah.
problem with digital things is like one day I'm not going to be able to download that again versus having a disc where it's like no matter what, I'll be able to download that off that disc. As long as I keep it safe and maintain it myself.
You know what we kind of need, honestly?
Hmm?
We need somebody to talk to, like somebody in the government. Somebody like Colin Moriarty of Sacred Symbols and Last Stand Media is speaking with his local congressman about the impending digital future, which I think is awesome. It is the person I would pick because he is so well spoken and really gets the points across in a comprehensive way that I feel like somebody who is not like, even if you know nothing about games, at the very least he can make this local congressman understand like digital ownership is a big deal, and right now we don't have any of it. If people don't know, Colin Moriarty runs Last Stand Media as the CEO. He runs a long-standing, I think they're up to like 430 episodes or so of Sacred Symbols, a PlayStation podcast. He's been in the industry for many, many, many years. He knows what he's talking about. He is well versed, and I think he is a excellent person to be. At the least, if nothing comes of it, at least somebody's aware. And the fact that this congressman is at least giving him some of his time, hopefully something comes of it. What do you think about that,
Unfortunately, regarding this opinion, it's a little too political for me. However, I find it very hard to argue with any statement you said. Not only due to lack of intelligence, but also to the fact that I haven't heard anything I personally didn't like.
Yeah, he's just, and I mean, at the very least, like he is somebody who literally recently had this happen to him where like he could have lost everything, in terms of his whole account. And it's like, good, that's the person you want to be fighting. Granted, he is like me where he doesn't really care, at least in his personal experience of losing physical media, but he does at the very least, he wants you guys to win. So,
and I can 100% agree with that. But like I said, I lack knowledge.
It's respectable.
I've not researched this guy at all. He's done all the research on him. But from what I've heard from him, I find no reason to argue.
Yeah, Colin's he's a cool guy, and he knows what he's talking about, and hopefully something will come of it. Moving on to the new official 30th anniversary Quake mission pack adds new maps and mechanics. 19 new maps continue the story from Machine Games' other campaign editions. And this, for everybody, is Quake 1 from 1996. I was 2 years old.
You're older than I was. How much older are you? How old are you right now, Dan?
32. I am 32.
Hey, I was -2 at that time.
Anything to say about this? I mean, it's cool. I like that they're still adding to the legacy of this game.
You know me, man. I'm always appreciative towards additions to a legacy, as long as they're done right. And unfortunately, like the previous topic, I do lack some knowledge on this. I would hope that you in the comments will come in and tell me where I'm wrong and things that I don't know and are willing to educate me. I lack the ability to keep up with things as much as our hosts, unfortunately. But feel free to educate me in the comments as you please.
I actually am right there with you on this. I never really played Quake. I played Quake Champions, and then I played Quake 3 Arena back in the day. I think I was like 13 or something. But it was fun. It's definitely like it's boomer shooter where, like all you're jumping across the maps while praying to God that you get a shot off on somebody. Um
Cool.
But hell, this is cool. Maybe I'll check it out. Maybe this is the way I'll get into Quake.
I
I
mean, I'll
highly
definitely
doubt
give
it.
it a shot. I've heard about Quake in the past, and it's never really caught my attention. Maybe it was the name's fault. I don't know. I'm attention deficit, so like it's easy but hard to catch my attention most of the time. You can
Yeah.
ask this one. He's been trying to do it for years.
But that's it, man. That's it for the freaking news. And we'll move on to what we have been playing. And
I'm gonna have
a
you
little
lead
bit,
this one off, my guy.
okay. And a little bit of what I have been watching. Something that I did not expect to buy, but I got Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls. I'm not a huge fighting game guy. Like I like my Mortal Kombat. I like Injustice. I like Street Fighter a little bit, but I love Marvel versus Capcom. And while this game is not Marvel versus Capcom, it is great. I love it. It plays exactly as you'd expect if you have played Dragon Ball Fighters. Very, very, very similar, just with Marvel characters. And some really cool picks, in my opinion. They have Blade, they have Carnage, they have Green Goblin, and then they have the usual Spider-Man, Iron Man, Captain America, Hulk. No Thor for some reason. Um, but yeah, I mean, I don't. It's just really freaking fun. I only completed one of the stories so far, which was pretty cool. It like kind of just ran you through like a little comic adventure. All the cutscenes were just like comic panels, and sometimes they'd move a little or whatever. But yeah, it's an excellent fighting game. I have not played online yet. I've only played with my wife, who beat the dog shit out of me for a while.
Oh God, you lost to Leslie?
Several times.
Oh my goodness, buddy. I was about to say, I
Yeah.
suggest we play it together, but if Leslie's whooping your ass, you're gonna need some more warm-ups, buddy.
No, she's fucking good at it.
Oh no, I 100% agree. She's vicious in fighting games. I just know how to beat. I just know her weaknesses. So like, if you lose to her, I think I'm good.
Well, the problem is it is infinitely
Although unless she
easy.
plays Yamcha in Xenoverse too, she'll tell you she's beating me with Yamcha every time, no matter who I play.
It is infinitely
It's almost
easy
disrespectful
to pull off combos in this. Pretty much anybody can, and if you can't, you shouldn't be playing fighting games.
Well, then you really shouldn't play that game with me. Then I'm great at combos.
That's fine. Stroke your dick a little more, why don't you?
God, I wish I got a recording of when we played Sparking Zero for a while. Like, you spent like an hour getting mad at me for beating you up.
I didn't get mad.
I'm sorry. Let me rephrase that. Complaining that I was beating him up.
No, I was complaining that you used the same character over and over and over and over.
Okay, so GT Goku, regular Goku, Black Goku, and other Goku, they are not the same people. They all have different movesets and fighting styles.
You used Hercule over and over and over again.
The fact that you couldn't beat me with Hercule speaks more about you than me.
What do you mean? Hercule's OP. He's the best character in the game.
No, it's actually Yajirobe. He's got that sensu bean thing, but I think they nerfed all of that nowadays.
Good.
Unfortunately,
well,
Sparking Zero.
I'm not going back.
Yeah, I was about to say, unfortunately, Sparking Zero came out in the day and age where like complaining gets you what you want, unlike Tenkaichi 3, 2, and 4, where you just had to be better.
Well, that's because you couldn't patch the games.
Exactly, and that's the point. That's the difference nowadays. Is like that's where a lot of people come in and complain about Sparking Zero is once they found a bug, they liked it, they were good at it, and they didn't want to play a different way.
My problem was
When it comes to
more that
patching, it's like once you patch that bug, it ruins their playing style, and then they don't want to play anymore.
well, my problem is it just was false advertising. They tried to say it was like the old Budokai games, and it was not at all. Like there wasn't button inputs or anything.
Okay, yeah. Okay, I see what you mean now.
It was just basically, I mean, it was like super light Xenoverse in the terms of like how you pull off supers.
I was about to say it was like a mix between Fighter Z and Xenoverse.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, a little. I guess I could say I didn't notice that much. I got too used to the controls, so I guess I can agree with you on that.
All right. But yeah, I think it's excellent. I did not expect to like it as much as I did. And then we'll move on to something that I did not like.
Oh goodness.
Which is Campaign Evolved. So I started it when it came out. I got all the way to the library, and then I stopped for the night. And then I beat the library, beat the next level, and then got to, I think it's the mall, which is when you're going, I think it was Keys, actually. You go to rescue Captain Keys, and then my game crashed. In the same spot, in the same room, every single time I went in it. So I just said, yeah, fuck it. I guess I'm not going to play it. And then I finally beat it, and I was very disappointed. And then I played the prequel missions, and then I saw the worst cutscene I've ever seen in any Halo game. And the story was borderline pointless. They changed the legendary ending of the original to be like the most god awful thing I've ever seen, which is Sergeant Johnson laying on the beach in a beach, like a lounge chair with sunglasses. He sees a fucking pelican go over by, or overhead, and then he goes, "Oh shoot!" and then gets up, and then he literally looks at the fucking camera and says, "I'll see you in the sequel," and walks away, fade to black. What the fuck? What?
If you want my honest opinion on that last cutscene that you were just talking about,
it's funny, but
I don't feel like any bit of it was canon. He was just making sure that you knew he was coming back for the next one.
No, and I mean it's not like the original fucking legendary ending was canon either, but
I mean no ending's actually technically canon. It's just whatever ending's the most popular, basically most of the time.
Well, that's the thing with like the legendary endings is it's the original ending is still there. You just get a little bit more.
Yeah.
But I mean, the original, obviously, it's not fucking canon because he literally grabs grabs an elite's ass as they're like hugging and thinking they're about to fucking die.
Brings back memories.
But yeah, I just this game is unnecessary. At times it had the weirdest problems I've ever fucking seen. So the frame rate of the game, fine, stable. But then like only the flood would be at like 30 or 24 frames for some reason. But like I'm fine. The gameplay's fine. But their movement is at 30 frames. Just them though. What the fuck is going on? which makes me think that Unreal was running fine, but the Reach engine was struggling, or vice versa.
I mean, yeah. I don't think those grunts were designed to run any higher than 30 frames. So trying to push them, I can imagine, isn't going to be great unless you're trying to completely redesign them.
Well, that at the end of the day,
they're trying to use the source code, basically.
Let's see. Reach frame rate 360. I know it's probably not the same.
Reach is one of the high. Well, Reach should be one of the higher end ones.
It was 30. At 720 on the 360, but we're back. I mean, you gotta imagine they're using the Master Chief Collection, which is 60 to 120. So I don't know what's going on there. But I thought that was weird, and then
I mean, maybe it comes down to the source code being unable to keep up with.
Well, that
day and ages and technology. Like, I don't know.
And if you think about it, like, they didn't work on Reach. I imagine there's still some people from Bungie that stayed, but for the most part, I would imagine none of these people worked on the Reach engine.
I'm gonna say the Reach engine was like an evolved version of the. Yeah. So.
Yeah. I think they still. I think they did like the Bethesda thing where it's like, it's the same engine from back then.
I feel like the only thing they upgraded was the engine, which was up to Reach.
Yeah. And that, I think that's where it stopped. I could be wrong. Maybe
100% could be wrong. I am not an expert.
What engine was Halo 4 made on? Yeah, it's same engine. Heavily modified version of Bungie's proprietary Blam engine.
Oh, that one's on me. I didn't get into Halo 4 a lot. Halo Reach was the last game I got super deep into. I played all the campaigns, but like that was pretty much it.
I didn't really care for 4. 4 has a really emotional story that I really like, but at the same time, I did not like the Forerunners, like any of it. I thought the didact was fucking stupid. Yeah, not a fan. So all this to say, I did not enjoy Campaign Evolved as much as I thought I would. I enjoyed playing with you, but it is hard to not enjoy yourself when you're playing co-op in Halo.
Especially with somebody like me. All I do is crack jokes half the time and die.
But like some of the
most hilarious ways, usually.
Some of the problems, I'm just like, how did you not catch this? Like the crashing. How did you let this fucking go out like this?
But I mean, to me, that like gives a symbol of realism. Like nobody's exactly perfect every single time. People make mistakes sometimes.
No, but
even the most trained professionals.
But at the same time, you are an Xbox studio. You know, like, we expect better of you. Then it just spells out to you, like, how can I trust you with the rest of Halo? Like, you couldn't even get a remake of the first one out. How can I trust you with 2, 3, or Reach? You know? And I'm sure, obviously, it's fixed now, but
I mean, personally, I don't feel like it was like, at least on my end, I don't feel like it was that horribly bad.
No, but
some parts of me feel like you're being a little too harsh, but I get where you're coming from at the same time. So it's like, I get it, but also I don't, but I do, but I don't.
And I'm not saying like I was a miserable chud the whole time. I did genuinely like a lot of what I played. Gameplay wise, that was great. It's just little choices that they made that I'm like, what the fuck is this? Or like the music is like mixed really weird. It's like a lot quieter. So like some of those really epic moments were like really diminished. because it's like you're waiting for that like big orchestral score to kick in, and then it's like, I'm like, well, fuck, man, like I can even enjoy that. Or, for example, so the last like Warthog run, the Warthog controls so slow now that the tension was all gone. Because I'm like, well, this is only as fast as it'll go versus like in the original, like
That's
you
kind of
were
like the thing
lucky
I
if you
liked
didn't
about
flip
the
24/7.
Warthogs. Well, no, even in the originals, I had a lot better control of the Warthogs in the old games than I do nowadays.
Yeah, they feel weird.
Like, yeah, I would flip. I would flip like 75% of the time. No, I wouldn't. No, like 25% of the time. But like nowadays, I'm flipping like 50 to 75% of the time, vice versa.
Like when I flipped in the old ones, I was like, okay, that's my fault. Like I went too fast and I saw what I was gonna ramp
I had
off
something
of.
I saw. Yeah, like you
Yeah.
could have chalk it off to like gameplay matters, but like when you flip nowadays, it's like, why the hell did I do that?
And a lot of the time, I did notice. Maybe it was just me and I didn't notice things, but
I mean,
in the
it could all chalk up to that, to the fact that we're used to older games that don't play like how they do nowadays.
well, so there was a few times where I distinctly remember, like, yeah, I was low health, but I literally didn't see what the fuck killed me, like several times, or like somebody would come up to me and then they wouldn't like, I didn't see a melee or anything, and then Master Chief would just fucking fall over dead, and I'm like, what the fuck
Which
just killed me?
personally, I can respect to an extent if you're trying to maintain realism, because like, you know, in active war, you could just die from being in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Oh no,
There is some level of that possibility, but
nothing
when it
killed me. That's the thing.
that's the thing. No, that's what I agree with. But when it comes to a point like you're like, even the game itself can't explain what killed you, that's a bit of a problem.
Which I feel like was more due to like something not displaying. Like they meleeed me, but like their character did not move.
Which is why I like, also like on a weird note, I can see why people like Call of Duty a little more than Halo. Their kill cams are a lot more accurate. Like no matter what, you know what kills you.
Yeah.
You kind of get shown
even in
to
the
you
campaign.
You kind of get it shown to you after you die, whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
You have the option to skip it, but like you know like how you killed's about to be presented. How you got killed was presented before you. Versus Halo, you don't really get the kill cam, so like half the time you're kind of fucked there on how you died.
All right, moving on from Halo Campaign Evolved.
It took up a lot more time than I expected it to. That really did. Like last time, like before you started this, we were like 45, and now we're at an hour 49. I think we totally just spent about an hour talking about this.
Moving on to what I've been watching. Me and the wife went and saw Spider-Man Brand New Day. I'll try not to talk about anything that wasn't in trailers or anything like that. But
I'll keep my mouth shut because I'm really good at leaking out spoilers.
I think this was the best grounded attempt at a Spider-Man movie. There was some really cool sound design, like what I was talking about before the show that I was alluding to. You can actually, when he's swinging, hear the tension on the web that he's swinging from, and like no other, at least to my knowledge, maybe I'd never noticed it before, but I don't think any other Spider-Man has done that, which was really cool. All the web swinging and stuff like that was all practical. Punisher was awesome. Sadie Sink's character was awesome. And I feel like this was a really different Spider-Man movie because it was a lot more dealing with the consequences of you having to be alone from, you're just so isolated from everyone else, and especially after, the spell that happened, so now literally nobody knows who you are. And it's like, it really shows the effects of going out there, beating that ass, or getting that ass beat, coming home and repeating the process over and over and over, and just how that affects you over time. And then obviously he's like mutating now, which was really cool. And there was a lot of really emotional parts toward the end. That one scene in particular that really moved me and showed that he doesn't have to like beat that ass to save somebody, even if it's just like sitting down and having a conversation and relating to somebody. But yeah, if you can't tell, I really like the movie, and I'm a big Spider-Man fan.
That he is. Unfortunately, I haven't seen the movie yet much myself. I've gotten some info from him, but I don't feel comfortable speaking of it because I told him no spoilers were allowed. I told him I wasn't worried about spoilers, and most of the information that I got was probably about spoilers. So, mouth shut. Sorry, guys.
Well, Alex, is there any things you've been playing, or maybe that you played last week that you didn't talk about before? Anything like that?
Unfortunately, like I said earlier in the episode, I had been sick a couple days out of the week. I haven't been playing anything special. I've been re-going through Crisis Core, which on the PSP, if you have a PSP and you happen to have a copy of the game, it's a great pastime. It holds it up. It's good, and then you can pause it anytime. It's one of the things I loved about old games. Kind of like the love and hate I have with online games and stuff like that. It's like you kind of get stuck when you play an online game versus an old game you can pause when no matter what. But I did happen to get a good amount of Buckshot Revolver in, which I know it's not the newest of games. I know it's been getting played for a while. Markiplier, etc. They've all played it, but I want to double down on how fun it is as a party game. Like me and a couple of my buddies just randomly decided to hop on and play on it. We all four have told each other we got like 20 minutes to play. And mind you, like I said, and my co-host will also double down on, like I said, I was sick when I was going to play. So I was like, okay, I'll sit down and play for 20 minutes. While I was sick, dealing with a fucking fever of 101, I still played this game for like 2 hours, man. You lose your time while you're playing games like that. Like, it's great. Like, it's everything about it, like the item system, everything about it. I can't say it's perfect, but it's fun. It's a good time, man. I highly recommend it.
Well,
it's deep and dark. It's kind of fucked up. You're basically playing Russian roulette, but it's a fun game. Highly recommended.
Well, sweet. That I think wraps up episode 5. Don't forget to rest.
You didn't talk about your time with Leslie and Tokon, I don't think. Not Tokon, but that game. Oh, you did?
Yeah, Tokon.
Oh, okay, my fault. My memory's short, guys. I had a lot of concussions. Don't hate on me.
That about wraps it up. Thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting. Follow us on TikTok, X, Twitter, whatever you want. Links on our channel.
I'm working on Instagram myself. I just haven't did it yet, but Instagram will come out soon.
All right. We'll see you guys later. Goodbye.